This is the Professor's Cache puzzle box by HUNTACLUE. So it's a laser cut puzzle box about 15 centimeters cubed, made of 3mm plywood, very similar to the Clue box. Now, I backed this as a Kickstarter project, but I think it's now available for general purchase. Now, there's no solution or hints available, so in this video I'm going to step through how to solve it. And obviously that means this is going to contain spoilers, so please don't continue watching if you intend to buy this box yourself. However, I should also point out that if you do carry on watching, you might discover why I would not recommend buying this box anyway. So let's start off by taking a look at the box it comes in. So you can see it says it's an escape room delivered to your door. A compelling and entertaining challenge requiring you to find a solution for all of the riddles in order to unlock the box. Based only on logic, not on chance. And you can see it says it has a playtime of approximately 60 minutes. Now, the astute puzzle solvers among you will realise that this entire video is significantly less than 60 minutes long, so that might give you a clue as to how it ends. But let's play along. Here's the storyline. So Professor is working on another insane creation. What has been the genius of mathematics and mechanics to this point? Good question. This case can only be investigated by detective himself. It says it's designed in Miami, so I'm not quite sure why the peculiar language at the top there, but never mind, let's move on. So, moving back to the box itself, let's begin by actually taking a look around the sides. So on the top we've got some sort of iris mechanism, but that doesn't move apparently yet. I can't get that to budge. On the front side here we've got some sort of object or cylinder inside, secured by this key, but that doesn't move yet at the moment either. Then on this side we've got some numbered cogs, and I can just push my finger in here and you can see that these rotate around like that bit. So just line them up. That one's a bit stiff to move, but it does go around that way. Here we've got a slide puzzle with some Arabic numerals at the top half and also some Roman numerals and some mathematical operators at the bottom. And on this side we've got some kind of street map with symbols, and there's also some symbols on these sliders at the bottom as well. These are quite loose, in fact they're sliding in and out. On the base of the box we've got some more sliders, and you see we've got some symbols and some numbers on this side as well. So we can imagine this is probably some sort of meta puzzle. We've got 5 sliders here and we've got 5 other sides of the box. So it seems reasonable to assume that each side gives us one answer to set on the sliders at the base here. Now we notice that top one has got some Roman numerals, and we saw Roman numerals on the side here. So it's probably fair to assume that these go together. So this is a standard slidey puzzle, so I can just push the pieces around like this. And in the absence of any other information to go on, I'm just going to assume that you have to position them in order of the top numbers there, so the standard Arabic numbers. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And you can see that the Roman numerals now sort of have a sum. But I didn't really need to do that anyway, because you can see all the operators are pluses anyway, so you could just add up all the Roman numerals in turn. And when you get that, you get the answer. Oh, a piece has just fallen out as I've turned it upside down. That's a bit random. Okay, you get the answer 80, or LXXXX. So we'll guess that's the answer to that side. That was a pretty easy puzzle, but maybe we're just starting off. Let's take a look at the other 4 sides, which have got numbers. And we had numbers in the cogs here. So just to read this a bit more easily, let me just rotate these cogs so that they're all pointing the correct way up. So you can just read across the top of the cogs here. We've got 62, then we've got 16, we've got 14, and we've got 18, just reading across the top. Now, that's a bit weird, because when we look at the sliders here, we've actually got those numbers as answers as well. We've got 62 on this slider here, 16, and we've got 14 and 18. So is that just the answer, just to put them the right way up? Let's try this key here. I can't wiggle that very easily. Oh, this one's moved out of place. Let's put that back at the LXXX. Place it down on the table. And if I just give that a little wiggle, these are incredibly loose sliders, but that key can now come out. Well, that was kind of weird, so didn't really have a puzzle to solve there. Take this out, lift the top off, and now we can get to the object inside. Okay, so it's got symbols on rotating discs. We've used that. We haven't used the map side yet, so it seems reasonable that the symbols here probably have something to do with the symbols on the map. So we've got various kind of hearts and arrows and various other things here, and some of those Maclise symbols on the map, although they're rotated. I'm not sure why. So this is like a street plan, and we can kind of see a route that's been taken down the middle of the street here as well, and it ends at this slider here. So this slider's kind of got like a biohazard symbol or something on it, not sure what that is. It goes up through the heart and then through up here to this kind of whatever symbol that is, and then another thing that looks like a church, and then something that looks like a candle, and finally to that end point there. There is a line that comes down here as well, but that's sort of a broken line, so let's ignore that. So maybe we just enter the icons in turn that we pass at the route. So what was it we started? We started on the biohazard symbol. If we move that there, and then I think the next one was a heart, so just line that up. And then we go through the sort of the left pointing arrow, and then the sort of the churchy symbol after that. Then it was the candelabra, and then finally it ended on this kind of exit symbol like that. Again, these are very easy to nudge out of place, so I just got to be a bit precise there. Now if I try to give that a wiggle, can I get that to move? Oh, there it goes. So that was it. That's just follow the line and write the symbols in order. We take that locking key out and lift the lid up, and inside it's a key that says HUNTACLUE on it. Okay, well that's a bit weird, and to be honest I've got many questions. So let's begin by asking, why have we not even used the top side of the box yet? I mean, I like iris mechanisms, and I haven't even had to use this one yet. Now remember that piece that fell out when I turned the box upside down? That actually was one of the locking keys from the outside here. And you see there's some others, so if we try and get this one out. Oh, no, that's not good. Let's try this. Right, okay, so here's a problem. I've actually pulled the entire lid of the box off like that. Never mind, let's put that to one side and we'll carry on and pretend that didn't happen. We remove these cogs. We've got all four of them out now. And now if I twist the dial, hopefully, if I can get it to work, come on. There we go. You can see the iris open ever so slightly in the middle. There we go, open all the way. I can now remove this cog. Ooh, now this is intriguing. It's another level of puzzle, perhaps, I thought. It's got some arrows on the top there, and it says IP on that side, and address. I think that's probably meant to say address, so IP address. And that cog matches the cogs here. So maybe the 62, 16, 14, maybe we're meant to turn these and get an IP address to enter a computer. Well, I tried that and that didn't lead anywhere, so that's probably no good. Then we got the question about the actual narrative, the story. What has been the genius of mathematics and mechanics to this point? I don't know. The key? Is that the answer? I'm not really sure. We had to use one side of the cube effectively 3 times to get 3 different numbers, and that didn't involve solving a puzzle. It simply was lining up the numbers the right way up and reading them. The Roman numeral slider side, we didn't need to solve that puzzle either, because you could just add up all the visible Roman numerals to get the total 80, and that was the solution to that side. There's footprints on the box, no idea what they're for, they didn't do anything. The entire top came off in my hand in the first place anyway, and the map, you kind of just, it's like, trace these symbols in the order that they appear on the route. I mean, for a 60-minute experience, and this wasn't cheap, I should point out as well. This is not a cheap game to buy. There just isn't really any puzzle content here. Now, I would love to say that this was because, maybe I had an unfortunate isolated build issues with my box. Maybe that's why the top came off, some of the sliders. Unfortunately, looking at the Kickstarter comments page, it seems that a lot of people have got exactly the same problems and exactly the same questions. Why does it say IP address on the cog? And why is that misspelt? Why does the narrative make no sense? Why are there no puzzles? The actual box itself looks different from the image that was presented during the Kickstarter campaign as well. Is this sort of a strange, I don't know, like a prototype one that went... I found it incredibly frustrating and quite confusing, to be honest. But I cannot honestly recommend this box in the state it is in at the moment. I hope that the creators learn from their mistakes, and I hope they recognise there definitely have been mistakes, and improve on them in the future. But as it is at the moment, I honestly cannot recommend this puzzle. Maybe I have missed something. Maybe there's a whole extra layer somewhere that I have not perceived, in which case I would love to know. Please do let me know in the comments below if your experience was different from mine. But for me, there's neither the content nor the build quality nor the presentation or the testing or the level of attention to detail here to warrant the price tag, I'm afraid.